Greetings, nerds, geeks, and gamers of the third kind. Oh, it's... Oh, dear.
Ooh, something bad happening. I better right myself before I fall over.
Nathan Nerdarch here from Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds. And I'm doing something a little different. I am traveling to a planet, and I'm in an atmospheric... I'll show you if it actually zooms out. An atmospheric lander. If it doesn't have air, it doesn't do anything. And it has a nice ore detector on it, so we are going to look for a place to land, and we're going to try and not crash into something. Now you notice we have about 52 minutes left. And we are falling at quite the rate. Well, now we've kind of settled out. So what I want to do is quick come downstairs. Ooh. Except that's not the way I wanted to go. Well, you know what? I could probably control everything from the seat. So yeah, let's control everything from the seat. Let's not be foolish. Alright, we haven't really moved. We're going down slowly, but not bad. Alright, so control panel. And we want to basically, I mean, we're in the air. We're in an air environment, so we want to turn that off. We want to turn off the assembler. We want to set at least one of these batteries to recharge, if we can manage it. And let's see, power-wise, okay. So that'll be our emergency storage of power. And another thing is we want to turn off, not the atmospheric lander, but turn off these LCD panels. And oxygen generator, not necessary right now. Ore detector is going to be important. And refinery, we'll turn that off as well. And everything else should be good. So now you see, even though we turned off some batteries, we still have a good amount of power left. And thankfully it's starting to be light. So I'm kind of lazy when it comes to planet exploration. I don't want to float around forever trying to look for some place. I mean, it would be cool to be... Okay, there is a really cool looking moon over there. And if it was during the day, I'd be able to see the ground, but I can't see the ground right now. So I'd like the moon to be in our sights. So let's look over here. Yeah, let's get close over to this, what looks like a flat area. And I don't know if we have lights or not. But... So we're still 22 meters up. So what we can do is put ourselves into a little bit of a dive. And sorry about the lack of sight, but you can see the sun is going to be rising soon. And it is getting lighter. And we are getting closer to the ground, so I'm going to dive down a little bit further. And we are coming up on something right now. This looks not super flat, but it looks flat enough to do what we want. And this system, because it's all physics engine stuff, it is a bit of a systems hog. So it's using about 5.5 gigs of RAM, or a little bit higher. And I only have 8. And I've noticed that my system does not like getting most of the RAM used up. So as we get in closer, I decided to put it on extreme levels of flora and fauna. But I took out space spiders. I don't like those things. And I kept cyber dogs. So, as you can see, looks pretty flat. We should be able to get some kind of Oh, my ship did not like that. Okay. So ideally, we're going to find a spot that has uranium. Because uranium's the big deal. We've got a reactor on site, and silicon and uranium are what we're going to really want. So we're going to just take it easy because you don't want to accelerate too fast to the ground. Because it is really not easy to get back out of a dive or a really fast slant. So you can see we're going down pretty fast. This area does not look as flat as I first thought, but it still looks kind of flat over this way. So hopefully we're going to find some nice minerals. So since it's flat enough, we're going to pop on down really close. So I think you need to be within like 100 meters to really get a good idea of the mineral profile below the ground. So we've got a little bit more to go. And the reason why I don't hit down is this actually doesn't have any down. It just has, you know, turning the boosters off. And that, you don't want to get into a free fall with this heavy of a piece of equipment. Because you're not going to like what happens when you hit the ground. Because there's not a lot in this thing to begin with. But there's certainly not a lot when you break half of it. Like one of the ways to get silicon early on is to break the what's it called? Is to break the bulletproof glass and windows and then, you know, disassemble them into silicon. But you know what? If you break them and they go away, you're not going to get them back. Alright, is there no minerals in this area? What's the deal here? Alright. Bad news, I'm not seeing anything here, so this was a bad spot to come down and look. So it takes a good amount of energy to get off the ground again, so we're gonna focus on staying low to the ground. Oh, there's some minerals. Let's see what you are. Iron, alright. Well, we should be able to find iron pretty much everywhere. So, not so interested. Okay. I wish it was light. I'm sorry, guys and gals, it's not light here. Wow, way to not be any minerals anywhere. Okay, silicon. And, oh, silicon uranium. Are kind of far down. Because we're 61. We're 60 meters above ground. Yeah, that's problematic. Huh. That means they're kind of really far down. Let's get right over top of them. Okay, that's not that bad. So we're looking at... they're pretty close to the surface. Alright, I didn't want to land in the dark, but one of the things you can do for landing... Oh, what else is that? Is that picking up the iron over there? Oh, magnesium. That is another important thing. That's for bullets. Alright, so this looks like it's going to be the place. So, okay, you see the kind of horizontal bar that swings around and moves around? The best thing to do is you kind of want to line everything up. And then you want to slowly cut your cut your engines and try and touch down as lightly as possible. Because you're trying to line up with the horizon line. I mean, underneath you. It kind of tells you how the ground is. So we're going to try and drop down here. And without breaking anything. So I'm slowly coming in. Oh, I think I'm done. I've touched down. Alright. Do our... Oh, my landing gear locked. Okay, great. We are in. As you can see, there were some cyber dogs running by. And we are ready to rock. So we are going to turn off... Oh. We're not going to turn off everything. We're going to turn off all of our thrusters. Because they don't need to be on. And there should be large atmospheric thrusters. We're going to name them. And we're going to turn those off as well. Alright, so we have 29 days left of fuel if we do nothing except sit here. And first things first, jetpack's off. Alright, we're going to want to keep those doors closed because of the dogs. And we are going to... We left our conveyor system on because I don't like dealing with the annoyance of having to go back and forth for conveyance. And we're going to put all of our oxygen and all of our... Well, no, not all of it, just in case we die. I like to keep all the hydrogen around because you pretty much need it. Because we're in an oxygen environment, there's going to be things we can remove. So if we're going to remove this, for example, we're not going to do that right now, though. We're going to figure out which plates we can live without and which plates we need to keep.
Alright, there's got to be some things that are decent that we can still chop out and not necessarily need. I don't know if I need that, so I'll keep that for right now. Maybe we can go outside and look. It's a little too dark. Cyberdogs will eat me. Alright, well, I'm going to close this up, and that's all the time we have for right now. Let me know what you think of my landing and the spot I picked. Obviously, I'm going to have to check it out more before I really get a good grasp of where I am, resource-wise and other things like that. So, if you liked it, let me know what you think in the comments below. While you're at it, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, remember to stay nerdy.